Welcome in to the O-line committee film room here, where an idiot with a microphone, myself, who quit football after 8th grade, gets to sit down with two former NFL offensive linemen, 16 years in the NFL trenches, Jeremiah Sirles, Alex Boone. And today we're going to break down Dak Prescott and have a little conversation about sort of the state of the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. I just pulled like a handful of, so NFL.com kind of ranked like his best plays of the season. And I just pulled from some of his best plays of the season, and I pulled the all 22. And so you guys can walk us through these. But in general, like, where does Dak stand in the quarterback pantheon, in the quarterback pecking order? Like, because the Cowboys or somebody else have to make a decision. Is this a dude that's going to be paid at the top of the food chain for 4 or 5 years to lead our franchise and maybe not have all the other weapons in the cupboard because of how much money he makes?
After the last 3 years, I would say no. I would say that they're going to want to see it proven. Jerry's going to want to see it. Here's the problem that nobody sees coming is if you don't pay CD Lamb, it's going to get really ugly. Yeah. And you're going to lose them.
And Micah Parsons.
You're going to lose some serious fucking weapons because guess what? You don't think that those guys' agents aren't like, hey, this is your year, right? And this is Dak's year too. So at the same time, like who's all getting paid? And so for me, it's like, are you going to pay Micah, CD, or are you going to pay Dak? Because if you're going to pay Dak, it's going to have to be 60. It's going to have to be top of the market. And I don't think Jerry's going to do that. I see Jerry trying to go to him and go, hey, listen, man, there's too many fucking playmakers on this team. We cannot pay you top of the market. But then who's to say that an Atlanta Falcons don't drop in and go, hey, what's the market? We can bear it. Let's do it. Right? Like you just don't know who's going to come at you. And what did Jay tell us in the last episode? Never give your word. Never guarantee anything. Hey, just give us a chance. We'll pay you less. Somebody's going to pay me more. Someone's going to pay me a lot more. I think that if he goes out this year, though, and kicks some ass, makes it really hard. Like if you go deeper than the first round of the playoffs, sure, I'm all into paying a guy like that. But at the same time, can you afford that? There's too many fucking playmakers on this team. And that's why the NFL's so hard. Because you can only have so many guys that you're paying so much money to before eventually you look at the rest of the roster and you go, there's too many holes. There's way too many fucking holes that we can't fill because we have no money because we're paying 5 guys. That's when a team goes fucking kaboomy. That's when everything goes crazy. So right now, and by the way, don't ever put Jerry in the corner. Nobody puts Jerry in the corner. CD Lamb going, I'm not going to show up if I don't get paid, was putting Jerry into a corner. Because now everyone turns their focus to Jerry and goes, what are you going to do? He just checked you, old man who has billions. What are you going to do? We saw what happened with this. Remember J-Mart? Eventually J-Mart came back because he was like, get your ass back in this fucking building. No. Like, you don't want to push Jerry. And that's why I'm curious about how this season's going to go. And does it get in the way of Dak's money in Dallas because of all these problems? And not only that, but 2 guys on defense hate each other.
I think Dak's good enough to warrant that if Dallas lets him walk, someone will pay him top dollar.
For sure.
I think Dak.
That's not even a question.
I mean, look,
Dak
Cousins just got
correct.
as of 36
$200 million,
right? And so that's why I think Dak is like,
he doesn't even work on Tuesdays.
Do what you want to do, right? I think Dak's like, listen, I am what I am. I know I'm a good quarterback. Like Dallas, here's my number. If you don't want to do it, let me go find it somewhere else. Like Dak's a little bit more in the driver's seat than I think more people realize. Like everyone's like, oh, what are you going to do? Like Dak knows that if Dallas decides to move on from him, he's one of the top 15 quarterbacks in the league that a team will pay to say, come take us to do what you did at the Cowboys. Like if I'm trying to think of a team. If I'm Tampa and Baker doesn't work out this year, like would I rather say like, hey, Dak Prescott's winning 12 games a year, right? And getting his team to the playoffs, like I'll take that, right? If I'm Seattle, am I going to take Dak Prescott? Absolutely.
That's
right?
a better one.
Someone will pay him top dollar because of the body of work that he has and what he's proven to be able to do. So I don't know. I think he'll be fine regardless of what happens.
I realize now why you said he's going to be fine because no matter what, the bag's there. It's just is it
there.
in Dallas? I just don't know that I see it in Dallas. That's what I'm saying. I don't know that I see it in Dallas just because of the situation they're in. Right, they're in a different situation.
Boone brought up a fun hypothetical. So, and we'll roll the tape here in a second, but. So you've got 3 of the best at their position, although CeeDee Lamb is like top 3 at his position. I think Cowboys fans
good.
Listen, I do a Vikings podcast. Justin Jefferson's number 1 for me, but Cowboys fans might fight me and say no, CeeDee, but CeeDee's top 3. Micah Parsons, certainly a top 3 edge rusher, right? Dak, not a top 3 quarterback.
Top 10, maybe.
Top 10, 12.
12.
So
I'll
if
say
you could
12.
you got to pay all three of them top of the market, but you can only keep two in Dallas. I think I'm paying CeeDee and Micah Parsons
For
and
sure.
like that's for me, just for me.
Dude, especially because you already know these owners are pissed off at having to pay $60 million. You're going to give $60 million, and then CD's going to go, where's my money? And Mike is going to turn around and go, where's my money? By the way, everybody next year ready to get paid is going to go, where the fuck is my money? Like, eventually, this is why I see the owners going, this is getting way out of control. We need to bring this way back down. And it's so funny because it's like cyclical. Every couple 10 years, everyone's like, okay, let's bring this shit back down a little bit, right? Like, they're already talking about it. And that's why, yeah, Jay's right. He's going to get his bag. Is it in Dallas? I don't see it being there.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look. All right, now that we've just dissected, Dak's bank account there, let's take a look at just a few of, as NFL.com ranked, some of his better plays of the season here. I'm just going to roll. I've got two angles on all these here. I'm going to roll the full play, and then you guys can make us smart. This is early in the season. I think week 2 here against the Jets.
Here we go.
God, I can't wait to hear that again. I mean, here is what Dak has brought to Dallas for a long time is he's not the fastest guy in the world, but he has the ability to escape and make guys miss.
That
right?
fucking O-line. Actually.
Yeah, he's played behind elite O his entire career.
We'll
but
talk about it.
This is kind of, he started this back when he was the 4th rounder and went out there of like, hey, things break down, right? Hey, eyes downfield, no one's open, I can scamper and go, right? Because he puts pressure on a defense in that realm of, do we blitz? Like, do we blitz and leave the middle of the field open, or do we want to sit back and play coverage and make him beat us with his arm, right? He brings that dual threat ability. It's not Lamar Jackson, but he brings that dual threat ability to be able to escape down the field like Patrick Mahomes does.
Great job.
When you were talking offensive line here, there's a little
dude. I love it. It looks like a 3-man twist.
A little twisty, like twister.
And Tony, is that Tony Pollard's put his? Or no, that's not Pollard.
No, it's not Tony Pollard, but that's the only person getting pressure is our running back over here. This is a great job. We got an overload to the left. Clearly, there's going to be some twist situation. They're bringing an all-out blitz. Everyone's picked up. I love this. But Jay's right. His ability to keep his eyes downfield and get away from trouble puts so much pressure on a defense to go, do we blitz this guy and risk it, or do we just hold everybody back and hope that 4 get home? Because then we're just letting him pat the ball around. Like, at times, he can be very scary. Just don't get him in the playoffs. I'm kidding.
This is great. Dak does such a good job. I think he does a great job of identifying pre-snap and knowing where he wants to go to the football early. Right? Like, he sees here again, and again, it goes back to the pre-snap motion, right? So if you run it back to the wide copy.
What's the coverage, Mac? Talk to me.
Hold on here. Hold on, let's go. Get a single high safety here.
Ooh. We're in man.
It's cover one man, right? It's cover one. It's cover one across the board. And so again, putting Dak in good situations, you give him a pre-snap indicator, right? Fred Warner standing up over the center. You bring him across here. He runs with him. He immediately knows it's man coverage, and he's picking his battle right there. He knows he has this concept of, he's going to run by this dude. That safety finds himself flat-footed in the middle of the field in no man's land because CeeDee Lamb's on the other side of the ball, and he picks his coverage and then delivers really well. He's very accurate down the field. Dak is very accurate throwing the football down the field, right? And so here he gets everyone lined up. He goes, and then he picks his poison, and he's decisive with the ball. And when he's playing decisively with the amount of weapons that he has, he's very hard to beat.
And that O-line up front, it's hard to get to him.
But you got to remember, okay, Biotish is gone now, right?
Yep.
This is another piece that we'll talk about.
Tyron Smith is gone.
Biotish is gone. Tyron Smith is gone, right? Like, they're going to miss some key pieces up front, and it'll be interesting to see, can, like, Tyler Smith move out to left tackle? They're going to have Tyler Guyton as a rookie offensive lineman from Oklahoma, first rounder. He's going to be in there.
Oh, is that Pollard? Look at that.
Tony Pollard, man.
Yes.
Watch this. Just
It's
real
a great
quick,
list pick up, right?
5-0.
Right, they're going 5-0, 5 down linemen. So the 5 guys are picking up the 5 D linemen. Tony Pollard's got anyone else? Here comes Derwin James.
Here we go, baby.
Chop him down.
Boom. Ooh, I like. They tried to fucking tackle him, dude. I love it.
Look at this
sniffed
pass
that
off
out
on the right
right
side
away.
too. Watch this. Terrence Steele and Zach Martin over here. Just
one of the best to ever do it. Z Mart. Let's hear it. Who's that? Khalil and
on the right side of the line here for the audience.
Yeah, it looks like Khalil on the outside. I don't know who the inside rusher is.
Oh, I thought it was a stunt. They just kind of fall into it.
No, I just fell into that.
But again, look at that pocket. I mean, it's great pro. And again, this is Dak arm strength, right? Fading away. He thinks he's going to get pressure off here from Derwin James. But again, so he's fading away, falling back, and just kind of slings it over there. Accurate, where it needs to be, touchdown.
On the Pollard front, real quick. So he's
a free agent, or where did he sign?
is it Tennessee? Where the hell did he sign?
Where did
I'll look it up.
Hold on a
I
second.
got it right now. Tony Pollard.
Let's see here. Tony Pollard.
Tennessee. Yep.
Tennessee.
Boy.
Right. So he's looking left the whole time because he knows that you got number 3 creeping up right on the line of scrimmage.
Yep. 5-0 situation. Who's my closest defender? This guy off the edge right here on the nickel. Love it. Fucking
Keep
hit
your head
him.
up.
That's just a great little, just a flick by Dak Prescott there.
Yeah, I mean, again, when he's on. It's just something about January football for him. Right? Now you get him in a 5-0 situation, so now he knows he's got to throw hot.
Oh.
This was a game-changing play.
Was this the game that CD went off for like 250 yards?
Yes.
Because I remember watching it, and I was like, my God, this dude is incredible. Once again, who do you pay? The guy throwing it or the guy catching it?
Right here.
Oh, man.
He gets fooled right here.
Who fucked that up? Go back.
No one. This
Oh,
is
just
hot guy.
extra. I got you.
It's
gone,
fine.
bro.
It's empty, right? Empty
Yep,
protection.
bringing 6.
Right. Overload on the right side. So, I mean, you can make – Terrence Steele has to make a decision here. Play it out a little bit.
So
I would take Anzalone. I would take Anzalone and then let him filter in.
He hits it from depth, though.
They 5-0 this? Let's see. Yeah, they
go
5-0 it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, from depth, I'm taking Jack Campbell there if I'm Terrence Steele.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, so they go 5-0. They're saying 55's hot. Right, so if 55 comes, he's the hot read. Boom, everyone's covered here. Yeah, right there. Dak's got to throw hot.
So real quick,
be a hot read.
Fan perspective here. So you're saying so 5-0 and 55 5-0 meaning 5 offensive linemen on the 5 nearest
5
defenders,
downs.
and 55 because there's nobody in the backfield. There's no Tony Pollard. If 55 is hot, if he comes, it's no one's fault. Dak needs to get rid of the ball. Right?
Technically, it depends on when he comes too. If he comes in the A gap, then the whole right side will squeeze. If he comes right now, like if say right now he were to blitz right through the A gap, the right side would squeeze. But because he's coming from depth, and you'll hear different coaches say different things. Like I was always taught that no matter if he comes from depth or not, you have to take him because his angle towards the quarterback is tough on the quarterback. Now this Dak obviously gets away from this because he's big and strong, but most quarterbacks wouldn't get away from this. So you'd let the outside rusher go because number one, his feet are stopped and he'd have to restart anyway. So it kind of builds another second. But Jay said now most coaches are saying, hey, listen, that's a lot of fucking thinking. And we've become very passive at tackle. Just take the guy you touch and let the quarterback get away from the other guy. Just like this. Like quarterback knows you're fucking hot. If this guy comes, somebody is going to be rushing off this edge that we can't protect you. So you better get rid of the ball. I'm sure they jumped in front of the one route.
Yeah, so I mean,
looks like Ferguson might be the one. This little
They send this weak, which is interesting. When you send a blitz weak like this, I mean, it's hard to throw hot, right? So you got Pollard and CeeDee Lamb on that side. Pollard's chipping his way out because he's technically the hot read. Pollard, if he's not chipping his way out, Pollard's turning.
Oh, there
around,
he is.
like,
Yeah,
right
I see
here.
it.
Dak never sees him.
Right here.
This is a bad play by Dak. Dak needs to see this and feel this and know that this guy's free.
This is simultaneously, the way you guys have explained it, one of the worst and best quarterback plays. Of the
I was
season,
just thinking
all in
that.
one.
He didn't throw the hot route, but he got away from pressure and threw a 90-yard fucking go route, right? Like, but this is one of the things that, like, and you'll hear this in the room. The coach will say this: we may have gotten away with it on this play, but the next time we're fucking dead to rights, and that's why they say you have to follow the rules of the law. If you know you're hot, you throw it hot. It looks like 18's hot over here too. You have answers on both sides, right? He gets away though, which is great, and then sees CD on a breakaway. Coaches would be great with this, but they would very much preface it with, "Let's throw the fucking hot next."
I mean,
time,
this is just scramble rules at this point too, right? Whenever a quarterback gets out of the pocket, scramble rules come into play. Which is if you're the deep receiver, you run deep. If you're the close receiver, you come back to the quarterback, and then CeeDee Lamb just doing CeeDee Lamb things, winning people fantasy football games.
Yeah. Let's go one more time from this angle because this is just ridiculous.
55
Hey,
hot.
great pro though. Great pro.
Yeah, I mean you picked up everyone that you can.
That's what happens.
55 might
He has
might have had
nightmares
a
about that to
tough
this
film
day.
session.
Oh,
the
he
next
didn't
day.
do well.
Yeah.
No.
Day.
Dan Campbell's not happy about that.
Look at this.
Dart.
Just right in the window
Absolute dart. Again, double 3 techniques, anticipate stunts. Boom, Tony Pollard kind of swings and misses, but just gets him to stop his feet. throws an absolute dart
in the window
again. But like, what are we seeing again? Dak's in rhythm, right? Like when he's in rhythm, he's got so many weapons. But what also hurts is he can create. Like that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not worried about if Dallas pays him or not. Someone will, because some of the stuff he can do here, right? He's in rhythm, picked out his receiver, got a little pressure, steps up, makes the throw. The last couple we've seen, he's had pressure in his face, rolled out, found the guys deep, and went for it. So, he's a completely well-rounded quarterback. I know he has the issues in the playoffs. It's no secret. Like, he has those issues, but how many franchises out there would say, I'll take a quarterback that's going to win me 12 games a year? Like, sign me up for that right now, and then we'll figure out January when we get to January. Unfortunately, Dallas is not one of those teams.
See, the shame for Dallas is they had this, for years, they had this 4th-round rookie scale contract. He jumps right in as a rookie because Tony Romo got hurt, right? Romo hurt his collarbone or something, and they could. That's when you cash in. That's when the Seahawks cashed in 3rd-round pick Russell Wilson. He makes less than $1 million. And now it's crazy because Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins are 2 great examples. There's 15 guys in the world that could compete on their level or above at quarterback. Like in the world, they're one of the 15 best. But their teams just can't get over the playoff hump with them. So.
Hey, Jay makes a great point, and I wouldn't be surprised if this happens. But Dak to Seattle, I could easily see that. Easily.
I mean, Geno's on, I think, his last year.
If he doesn't do something and Dak comes out this year.
They don't have a young quarterback that they're grooming right now. Right, like I think that they feel like they still have really good weapons in Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf and Noah Fant. Like, tell me that you input Dak Prescott in Seattle, they're not contenders.
Yeah,
right away.
Young defense that's relatively inexpensive across the board.
The question is he? If you pay Dak $50 million plus a year, how many of those guys stay?
Right.
Because that becomes the bigger question. It's not can Dak do it. He can. Right, he can do it. Now, can he win playoff games? Still meant to be proven. Yeah. But he can win you games during the season. The question is, what is he worth giving up? Yeah. What is Dak worth giving up to make him your franchise quarterback? Is it worth giving up DK Metcalf to re-sign?
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, hey, we got to give up Tyreek Hill.
Sure.
Sorry, still win back-to-back Super Bowls.
Sorry.
Yeah. Is Dak that guy? Hard to say.
I don't know, buddy.
All right, if you haven't already, or maybe you're new, maybe you're a Cowboys fan, you either agree or disagree with this.
Maybe they're really pissed
button.
at us right now, too.
Tell us you're pissed in the comment section. Click that like button, the subscribe button.
If you are a Dallas fan, who would you pay first, CD or Dak? I want to know. I want to know from real fans.
Do you have to pick
Micah
2 out of 3?
Party.
All 3? 2 and 3?
Pick 2 out of 3. You have to pick 2 out of 3. Right. Is it Dak? Right now, Boone, are we all in agreement that it's CD and Parsons?
For sure.
Mac?
Yeah,
yes.
CD and Parsons.
Yeah, yep. I think we're all in agreement, but I'm curious what Cowboys fans think because they're a lot more tuned into this than we are.
Real Cowboys fans, not those bullshit Cowboys fans. I see you out there, motherfuckers.
Where you switch out your Cowboys hat for a Duke hat and a Lakers hat.
It goes from Cardinal. It goes from Cardinals fans to all of a sudden they're Dallas fans, and then back to Cardinals fans and Dallas fans. Like that whole region just sits between a lull of like, fuck, come on, let's go.
We want the real Cowboys fans. Yeah. All right, that's a wrap. O-line committee film breakdown. See you next time.